Hi, today we're going to talk about solving proportions, okay? This is real simple. To solve a proportion, first of all, is an equality of two ratios. So for example, 6 over 9 equals 8 over 12. Those are two ratios that are set equal to each other, and they're a true statement. I'll get to that in a bit. First, you can use cross products to solve a proportion. What do I mean? So if A over B equals C over D, then the cross products would be A times D equals B times C. So let's go back to this one that I was talking about. 6 over 9 equals 8 over 12. Well, 6 times 12 equals 8 times 9. Is that a true statement? Well, 6 times 12 is 72, and 8 times 9 is 72. So yes, it is a true statement. Therefore, 6 over 9 equals 8 over 12 is a proportion. Okay, so let's take a look at example 1. Solve. X over 9 equals 4 over 6. So you can see x times 6, and we know that we write the coefficient first, is 6x equals 9 times 4 is 36. And then we divide through. It's a one-step problem. Divide through by 6. X equals 6. So 6 over 9 equals 4 over 6 would be a proportion. Look at try this. Number 1, h over 9 equals 2 over 3. Use cross products. So 3 times h equals 3h. 9 times 2 equals 18. And then divide by 3. And h equals 6. Real easy. Okay, look at the next one. 4 times 55, I'll write that one out, equals 5 times t is 5t. And 4 times 55 is 220 equals 5 times t, and then divide both sides by 5, and t equals 44. All right, and then finally the last one, 22 times 21 equals 6 times d, and 22 times 21 is 462. Yes, I have that already worked out. Equals 6d, and then you divide both sides by 6, and d equals 77. Now, one question I get asked a lot is, does it make a difference which one you do first? 4 times 55 or 5 times t? Is it okay to do these the other way? Yes, absolutely you can. Okay, example 2. Do the ratios 4 over 6 and 10 over 14 form a proportion? Well, you cross multiply 4 times 14 and you get 56, and 6 times 10 is 60, and they do not equal each other. So no, they are not a proportion. So try this. Tell whether each pair of ratios forms a proportion. So what you want to do is set them equal to each other and then cross multiply. 6 times 6 is 36, and 9 times 4 is 36. So yes, they are a proportion. The next one, you want to do 15 times 7 equals 20 times 5. And 15 times 7 is 105, and 20 times 5 is 100. They do not equal each other, so no, they do not form a proportion. And finally, we have 7 over 12 equals 17.5 over 30, and this way gives us 210, and the other way gives us 210. So yes, they do form a proportion. This is 17, by the way. When you do something like that, it's okay. You can have a proportion with a decimal as one of the numbers. That's totally acceptable. All right. Okay, and now we can use proportions to solve problems. Example 3, 100 nautical miles equals about 115 standard miles. Nautical miles is out on the water. To the nearest mile, how far in statute miles is 156 nautical miles? And if you remember, the process that we did was circle the numbers, underline the labels, and double underline the magic words. Kind of the same thing applies here. It helps you organize your thoughts. So I have 100, which is a number. 100 what? Nautical miles. Equals about 115 what? Standard miles. So the two things I'm comparing are nautical miles to, not standard, It was supposed to be statute miles. Let me just change that. Statute miles. To the nearest mile, how far in statute miles is 156 nautical miles? Okay, so what we have here are nautical miles to statute miles, nautical miles to statute miles. So we go back to what we were given, 100 nautical miles, nautical's on top, so that goes on top, equals about 115 statute miles. That goes on the bottom, the denominator. You must keep this consistent with this. That's when most people make the biggest mistake, is they flip this. So now the question's saying to the nearest mile, how far in statute miles, so you're looking for the denominator, that's where my variable will go, is 156 nautical miles. Cross multiply, 100 times n is 100n, and 156 times 115, that will give you 17,940 equals 100n, and divide by 100. And it's approximately, that's what that double squiggle means, approximately 179 statute miles. Let's try this. Number 7, to the nearest mile, how far in nautical miles is 100 statute miles? So again, we were looking at nautical, and I'm even just going to use n to statute, and I'll do the same thing over here, nautical to statute, and I put my equal sign in the middle. And if you remember, they told you that 100 nautical miles is 115 statute miles. So that's your ratio there. So to the nearest mile, how far in nautical miles is 100 statute? So we're looking for how far in nautical miles. So here's my variable is 100. We know statute miles goes here. And we cross multiply again. 115n equals 10,000. And then we divide by 115 on both sides. And n equals approximately 86.9, and they want to the nearest mile, so approximately 87 nautical miles. We're looking for the numerator now, so make sure you give me a label, nautical miles. Okay, and that's it. Good luck.